Hello, I'm Shashi Tharoor and I'm on The Great Shift.
Hi, Dr. Tharoor. What does the future look like right now?
Well, it's still unclear, but I think it's quite likely that we're going to have tremendous amounts of changes. So the pandemic has been a major disruptor. I think its effects are going to change our lives. They already have for the last couple of months, but that the effects of these changes will be transformative even when the severity of the pandemic itself diminishes.
Is it really as bad as they say, or is it getting better?
Now, of course, the kind of mega shock that many people are talking about may not come to pass. There are some scholars who point out that major pandemics in the past, even something like the so-called Spanish flu of 1918-19, which killed 50 million people around the world, did not in fact dramatically transform the globe as much as the First World War, which had killed fewer people.
What trends might we see in geopolitics?
An increase in protectionism seems inevitable in many countries, including ours. I think that multilateralism is going to be under terrible stress. We've heard of the American withholding of funding to WHO and the open threatening letter by the president of the US to the WHO leadership just a week ago. And I think that may well result in an unraveling of some of the multilateral institutions that have underpinned the world order established since 1945. That's worrying enough. But what's going to happen with the possible the creation of a new Cold War between the US and China, what will happen with the US elections in November this year, and whether Mr. Trump, with his America First doctrine, comes back to power, whether there will be a sort of decoupling from China by many countries, including ours, or whether China will be able to use its checkbook to buy itself into the affections of more countries. It certainly seems to be already back to normal in terms of humming factories, manufacturing, financial surpluses, and so on that other countries don't have. Will we see the dawn of a new Chinese era because of the so-called Chinese virus? So a lot of big questions are out there.
Indeed. So what are the socio-political effects that we're going to experience because of this pandemic?
There's worry about xenophobia globally. Many of us have received on WhatsApp clips of problems being faced by people who are or look Chinese. In India, we've had incidents in which people who have the Northeast Indian features, which are common in parts of Asia east of us, have been discriminated against. That's sad, but it's also reflective of the typical tendency to stigmatize the other, as the other is seen as the harbinger or the carrier of a virus. In India, it's also taken on an ugly communal tinge after the Tablighi Jamaat incident, in which a number of Muslims have found themselves being stigmatized because of the pandemic. So all of that's another area of major stress. I do not want to pretend that every trend is clear. I think what is clear is that these are the issues we'll have to be thinking about in the post-COVID scenario.